Pumpkins, welcome back to the channel. This one's gonna be an uber fun one. I got the inspiration for this one from a TikTok I saw a couple months ago where this girl tried to recreate the monologue from a Cinderella story. And I thought to myself, why don't we try to create a challenge where Jake tries to give the cringiest monologue scenes from any of the early 2000s movies that I've grown up with and loved. So I want to create a challenge, and if anybody else out there wants to try it too, please, I would love to see it. It was a fun ass time trying to memorize this shit. So today we decided to do a monologue from A Cinderella Story, from Legally Blonde, and a monologue from Princess Diaries. These are some cringy ass 2000s monologues, but it was so cute to recreate, and I hope you guys love it.
Jake Jones.
So the first one is Cinderella Story, one of my favorite early 2000s movies. Hilary Duff is literally the love of my life. So I had to redo it. And before I even started learning this one, I could recite like almost half of it. So this was more of an easy breezy process, but I love the fact that she's like, and this is. So here it is.
Okay, I know that you think that I'm just some
Coward, phony.
Okay, just listen.
No, you listen. You turned out to be exactly who I thought you were. I never pretended to be somebody else. It was me all along. And it was me that was hurt in front of everybody. Look, I didn't come here to yell at you. I came here to tell you that I know what it feels like to be afraid to show who you are. I was, but I'm not anymore. And the thing is, I really don't care what people think about me because I know that everything's gonna be okay. And I believe in myself. And even though I have no family and no job and no money for college, it's you that I feel sorry for.
Hands up. Yo, 5 minutes.
I'm coming.
I know the guy that wrote me those emails is somewhere deep down inside of you. But I can't wait for him. Because waiting for him is like waiting for rain and mist. Useless and disappointing.
Sam.
The second movie I saw as a Mac Nugget called Legally Blonde with Reese Witherspoon, the legendary movie. I don't know who I'm telling. We decided to recreate the court scene where she gets all empowered and she proves the court case and she is saying ammonium diploxylate. It took me 4 years to land that word, but here it is, the scene from Legally Blonde. Miss Wyndham, what had you done earlier that day?
I got up, got a latte, went to the gym, got a perm, and came home.
Where you got in the shower?
I believe the witness has made it clear that she was in the shower.
Yes, Your Honor. Miss Wyndham, had you ever gotten a perm before?
Yes.
How many would you say?
2 a year since I was 12. You do the math.
You know a girl in our sorority, Tracy Marcinka, she got a perm once. We all tried to convince her not to. She didn't have your bone structure. But thankfully, later that day, she entered the Beta Delta Phi wet t-shirt contest and got completely soaked head to toe.
Objection. Why is this relevant?
I have a point, I promise.
Then make it.
Why is it Tracy Marcinko's curls got ruined when she got hosed down?
Because they got wet?
Exactly. And isn't that because the first cardinal rule in perm maintenance is that you are forbidden to wet your hair in the first 24 hours after a perm at the risk of deactivating the ammonium diploxylate?
Yes.
And wouldn't somebody who had, say, 30 perms before in their life be well aware of that rule? And if in fact you weren't washing your hair, which I assume you weren't, because the curls in your hair are still fully intact, you would have heard that gunshot. And if in fact you had heard that gunshot, Brooke Wyndham wouldn't have had time to hide the gun before you had gotten downstairs. Which means you would have had to found Brooke Wyndham with a gun in her hand to make your story plausible, isn't that right?
She's my age! Did she tell you that? How would you feel if your father married someone who was your age?
You, however, Chutney, you had time to hide the gun after you shot your father.
I didn't mean to shoot him! I thought it was you going through that door!
Order.
Lastly, Anne Hathaway, a shining star in Princess Diaries. We wanted to recreate this one because it was a Disney fantasy come true. So here is the raining wet scene where she finally takes the throne of Princess of Genovia. Here it is.
Do you think they're trying to save money on the gown?
Hi. Hello. I'm Mia. It stopped raining.
Get your tiara ready.
I'm really no good at this speech making. Normally, I get so nervous I faint or run away, and sometimes I even get sick.
But
You really didn't need to know that. I'm not so afraid anymore. My father helped me. Earlier this evening, I had every intention of giving up my claim to the throne. My mother helped me by telling me it was okay and by supporting me like she has my entire life. But then I wondered how I might feel by advocating my role of Princess of Genovia. And I thought, would I have felt relieved or sad? And then I realized how many times a day I say the word I. And probably all I ever do is think of myself. And it's like, how lame is that? Like, there are 7 billion other people out there on the planet, and it's like, sorry, I'm going too fast. But then I thought, if I cared about the other 7 billion out there, instead of just me, that would be a much better use of my time. See, if I were Princess of Genovia, my thoughts and the thoughts of people smarter than me would be much better heard. And just maybe those thoughts would be turned into actions. So, earlier this morning, I was Mia Thermopolis. But now, I choose to be, forevermore, Amelia Minette Thermopolis Rinaldi, Princess of Genovia. Was that it? That's it. Pumpkins, I hope you got a little laugh. I hope you cringed as much as I did. And I hope you want to try one of these monologues at some point. Comment, like below, subscribe if you have never seen one of our videos. We love you, and we will see you soon.
So I heard the bad news. Nobody likes me, and I'm gonna